Hello, folks. Welcome to the Relationship Builders Customize Your Love Life series. You are chilling here today with Bobby and Joy. So we're going to talk today about paying. Paying for what?
Paying for that. Yeah, bro, you pay for it, right?
Who pays for what? Let's say on a first date, right? So on a first date, who should
I
pay
think,
for
listen, I think whosoever asks for the date should pay. So if the man said to the woman, listen, I want to take you out tonight, then automatically I think he's supposed to pay because he asked, he initiated. And it's the same thing if a woman asks a man out for a date, on a date, you know what I mean? Then I think if the woman asks a man out for a date, I think then it should be more of, you know what I mean, then she should pay for the fact that, you know what I mean, you're initiating the date. So I think it's a matter, I think who asks for the date, pay for it.
No.
That's my point of view.
No.
You know what I mean? And it don't matter if it's a man or a woman issue. If you ask for the date, you pay for the damn
Man,
date.
Bobby,
And I mean straight the hell. Listen, let me tell you something. You know, if I ask you for a date to take you out on a date, I'm not gonna ask you on a date and then expect you to pay for the date. That ain't right, right? But if you said, "Hey, you want to go out on a date?" Hey, fine, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? And then the bill come, I'm gonna go like this and push the bill to you. You take my ass out. Now you're gonna pay for me to come out here tonight. You know what I mean? And then if I'm nice enough on the next day, I say, the next date's on me. You know what I mean? And that's just being real.
Oh my gosh.
Because hey, let me tell you something. We're living expensive times, eh? So you have to make sure
for real,
when you're listen, if I ask you out on a date, then I don't have a problem paying for the
you really
date
are such a cheapskate.
because I that's not no cheapskate thing. That's a real cheapskate. No, that's a real thing. Let me tell you something. That doesn't define a cheapskate. What this define is that I didn't ask you for a date. I didn't come and say, can we go to the movies or go to dinners? You called me up and you said, I want to take you on a date.
Wow.
When you said to me, you're taking me on a date, it means you're going to pay for it.
I'm crying to
so I'm going to come and I'm going to look nice as I possibly can and everything
my gosh.
done. And I'm going to come hungry and I'm going to come to be, I'm going to expect to be fed and get paid for. And then when I say, okay, I'm going to take you on a date now, then I'll take you on a date and I'll pay for
Bobby,
it. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
no, man.
No.
That's realist, right? That's realist talk. I mean, what? What do you mean?
Can I tell you something? In the context of our relationship, yes, I will take him out and I'll pay. Of course, who generally does the paying? He does, right? That's the way it works here. But
we've been in a long time, so it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter.
I'm really stunned to hear him say that. It brought me to tears.
Hey,
literally,
it's
sorry for the girl who gets you after. We're going to be together forever. But honestly, though,
let me tell you something. This is the thing. This
please
is
do not tell that to other men, please.
Hey,
guys,
let me tell you something. If you do not where that date is going, do not take her out an expensive date. No fine dining dinner. None of that. Take her out to, let me tell you something, right? If a woman is into you, bro, if she's into you, hold up. If she's into you, right, then what's going to happen is this. You can take her at Tim Hortons, and you can sit and have a coffee and have some Timbits, and then you can talk or whatnot. Now, if you said, you know what, I'm really feeling you and I want to do something more, then you can take her out in a fine dining. Not even so much a fine dining restaurant, because fine dining restaurant is when you're actually in that relationship. You see, like, me take her out, I can take her out a fine dining restaurant, right? Because we've been into a long time, and nothing for me. Money is no option at this point, because when you've been with somebody that long, then you can take her anywhere, and you won't feel like, man, that's too much. But if you gotta take a girl out that you haven't had sex with yet, you don't know where it's going,
Bobby,
you're gonna say to yourself, man, that's a whole lot. You don't want to wake up the next morning regretting that you spent $500 or $200 or $100 and something bucks on a dinner on a woman that you don't even know where it's going. So my thing to you is this. You see a woman that you like, you take her to Tim Hortons. If she's frowning, she's giving you a hard time.
I still disagree with that.
Then you know what that means? That means this girl wants you to spend money all the time. A woman who likes you, you can take her to a park. And just that she can spend that time with you, she will appreciate that. But sometimes how you test a woman...
See what I did? I set it up.
You see, sometimes how you test a woman to find out she's a gold digger, the best thing is you take her to a place that, like I said, either a park or you take her to Tim Hortons and see the response. If you have like this good relationship or this good vibe going on, and you like her that much now, you say, okay, you know what? I took you to Tim Martins, gave you a small coffee and a Timbits, and you were happy. You know what? You deserve to be upgraded, right? That means my point is you have paid. She have paved the way now for you to say, okay, now I can open my pocket, because the thing is, you don't want to take a girl out on the first date, take her to a fine dining restaurant. The date was a disaster. Then you go home spending all that much money, you're never going to get a second date. So my thing is, take her to somewhere where it's not going to break the bank. You're not going to feel bad if it doesn't work out, because hey, it is what it is.
Okay.
And that's my take on it.
Okay, thanks for squaring
You're
with the
welcome.
guys.
Yes. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
he's rude. Right. So back to the pay. So I personally think that a man should pay on a date. To me, it's courtesy. Bobby, honestly, like this.
No, I'm making you talk. So talk.
I'm being 1,000,000% serious here.
Difference of opinion, so talk.
Okay, but I think that even though first of all, okay, women, ladies, let me just say it. First of all, you shouldn't be asking him on a date, so that's why I would never get. See, that's what happens. You ask him on a date, and this is what happens, right? Then he said, "Oh, you should pay because you asked him." No, you let him ask you, right? Make room for him to ask you, and then let him pay, because what happens is they end up being this. You just want to be this way, more cocky or whatever, because you asked them out. So yeah, let her pay. No, don't ask him, right? You wait for him to ask. You approach him, let him know, have a conversation, whatever he asks you, and then let him pay, right? Because to me, that's the polite thing to do. If I'm dating a guy, and when we were first starting to get to know each other, I don't know, I can't remember that far back. It's been over 12 years now, or I remember when when sometimes we go out and grab food, I didn't mind having to pay for something, because to me, it just felt like right. I mean, I was getting to know you, and you're already involved, and you're already spending money on things. So to me, I didn't expect that you had to do it every time. No, right? I felt like it was the nice thing to do, to pay for something here and there. I didn't see the harm. I don't expect anyone to just continuously give to me. But I think that's something that you build in time. But if he asks you, he should pay, and you should let him ask you. You don't ask him, because when you ask him, then they expect that you're supposed to pay.
Let me tell you something, right? Man appreciates it a lot when a woman pays for stuff. I guess what the man doesn't like, when he goes out on a date, and the woman is just going around and just, okay, no, I pay for it. No, I'll pay for it. After a while, if you're a man's man with a back, a backbone, you're gonna feel kind of like, you're gonna feel like a bitch. You're not gonna feel good about that after a while. Everything is fun in the beginning, because it's all fun and gravy, right? But over time, it becomes an issue. Now, if you're one of them bummer guys who just kind of like, you like to milk people, then to get a woman who pay for it, it's great. You're going to want her to pay for it all the time, because, you're cheap, or you just don't want to pay for nothing, right? But my thing is, in every first date, for a man, I don't think you need to go all out for a first date, because you don't know this woman. You don't even know if you're going to have a second date. You don't even know if you're going to hit it off, right? The best way to find out if somebody is into you is do the small things, because sometimes the small things is a almost an entryway for bigger things, depending on how everything turned out. So for men, mostly, if, like I said, this is my point. If a woman calls and she want to take me on a date, I'm going to go out on a date, and I'm not going to expect it. For me, at that point, I pay if I want to pay at that point, right? But my thing is, for guys out there, do not go overboard on the first date. Do not, break the bank to go on a first date. My thing is, the first date's kind of like a no harm, no foul kind of thing. You don't put a whole lot of money up on that date. And if you don't put a whole lot of money up, don't expect any booty unless she gives it to you.
That's a whole nother topic.
If she gives it to you, then you take her in a fine dining restaurant, because already, right? But my thing at that point, as far as, like I said, everything goes, is you need to know, where you stand in terms of what's going to happen in a first date. And my point of view in a first date is, you ask me on a date, I'm going to go with the expectation that you're going to pay. If I ask you out, then I'm going to pay for it. If we both agree now this is where it becomes, ways that if we both agree that we go out on a date and we agree where we're going to go, then it's optional whether who wants to pay 50-50, and it can be a 50-50 thing. So my thing is, on a first date, who initiated and asked for the date, pay for the damn date. And that's my take on that.
Just like I said, ladies, you wait for them to ask you up. With that said, thank you for tuning in to us. We'll leave it at that. So, you want to visit us and you have something to say, please feel free to leave your comments and questions below, or visit relationshipbuilderexclusive.com, because Bobby and I are not going to agree on this today. All right. So thanks for tuning in to us, folks. Bye for now.